Hello everybody, this is Joel from Media Magpie Ka-pow, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to make an information report and presentation. So these days reports and presentations are very common business communication. Uh, they are used for office proposals. They're also used in a different format for academic reasons, academic presentations, academic reports. Doing presentations is good practice for formal speaking, and writing reports is good for your writing practice. Any kind of public speaking is good practice as well if you're studying another language. It's good to build your confidence, and even if you're a native speaker, uh, public speaking is good for building your confidence and ability to interact socially with other people. And this sort of speaking exercise of doing a presentation is good to practice your pronunciation, pace, pause, and tone. I will, before I go into this topic, I will make a note though that there are many different kinds of reports. So there's like a police report or a medical report, which is basically giving a report about something that happened, and you might need to do that if you're working in childcare and there's an accident. You have to write a report for the parents to know what happened. Similarly, if you are working in security or something like that, you might have to write a report. This is not that kind of report. That is more like a recount. Where another type of report is an academic report, where you might go and do some research of your own, like a survey or something, and then report on that. This is a little bit more like that. Um, there's another kind of report, a third kind of report is a sort of information text, where you are told information about something. So it could be about a topic that is factual. You're not giving opinions. That's the main thing. Reports are information, and as much as possible that there should be no opinions in there, given that we're human beings. It is difficult to take our opinions out, but as much as possible, it should be just the facts, just information. So we're doing an information text, and what I try to do is get the students prepared for later academic reports by just adding some of the elements of academic reports, such as referencing and planning and doing rough drafts and things like that. So it is this is mainly about information reports and presenting information. Um, However, you will see of some basic elements of academic report writing in here. So let's move on. First things first. First, you've got to choose your topic. Now, you want to choose an interesting topic that is relevant to the audience, or you should, choose something that they will be interested in both listening about. Um, it should be, some sort of contemporary topic is good. Something that you know a little bit about already is a good idea, because you will have to write and speak about it, and as well as answer questions at the end of your presentation. So you don't want to be completely unfamiliar with your topic. You should also consider things that you have done before for work, or that you would like to do in the future for work, because we like to attach certain sort of usefulness to these exercises. And if you can prepare for future employment by doing this exercise, or help other people by giving them information about employment that you have done, that's a great idea. So basically, you should come up with 3 ideas, go and talk to your teacher, and they will help you choose the best one. Don't start doing any work on it, or until you've actually talked to your teacher, because you don't want to go off onto a tangent and do a lot of work and end up doing something that you're not going to be able to do because the topic is inappropriate. Once you've got your topic chosen, you should brainstorm. You could see my little diagram here with little thought bubbles and rectangles and things coming off it. Some could just get a blank piece of paper and do a rough like that. Have your topic in the center one, which is here, and then have your main ideas coming off here, and you might even put extra thought bubbles and points coming out, and just make a kind of web of ideas that will help you organize your thoughts on this topic. So here are some ideas for report topics. This is just something I came up with. You're welcome to use one of them, or go ahead and discover your own. Talk to your teacher about it. That's always the best advice to do first before you put very much energy into writing this report or your presentation. Once you've got your topic chosen, you need to find some information about it. It's not enough to just write what you know. We want actual sources of information that are reliable, that you can extract information from, and show us that you can extract information from other sources. That's part of this assessment item. So you're going to find information on the internet. You might go to your university or college library, go to your state library. Always talking to a librarian is a good idea for this sort of things. Librarians are very wise people, and I'm sure that they will be very happy to answer your questions, especially if you give them chocolate. You can search library databases. So usually academic libraries subscribe to a range of journals and magazines and things like that, and so they might have a whole list of those resources on a database that you can search. You can also go to Google Scholar if you search your topic, and then you can find PDFs on there. The other thing about Google Scholar is it has a cite function which will help you to reference your work later. I will do another presentation another time about referencing, and we'll talk about that. And remember to always ask your teacher for help if you have any questions. Be careful though, because some internet sites have wrong or misleading information, so you have to find reliable sites, and do not use Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is not peer-reviewed and is not an academic source. So once you've got your sources printed out, you should have 2 or 3 of them, and there should be some sort of visual information like a graph, chart, map, or a diagram, a figure or something like that. I don't think that a photograph is fantastic, but if that's all you can find, I guess it's alright, but I would prefer you do something else. Print out extra copies and make sure you save any links of where you found that information. Remember that stealing ideas is wrong, and that if you plagiarize work, you could be kicked out of your university, or you could fail an assessment item. So you will have to use paraphrasing, quoting, and referencing in your report, especially an academic report. But I will mention more about referencing in another video. So once you've got your sources, have a look at your plan again. You have to do a plan. Plans will save you time in the long run. Make sure that you have your headings. You need headings, and they should be the main points of your topic. So I've got an example there using the bubonic plague of different headings that you could use. Then you should go ahead and sort of get some paper or use Microsoft Word to make a template. Just, your introduction, your headings, your conclusion, and the sorts of ideas that you're going to put in there. So when you're doing your headings, remember that you have to have an introduction and a conclusion. I will talk more about introductions and conclusions in a future presentation, but just remember that you should be saying what your topic is. In your introduction, you should say what your topic is, why the topic is important, give some background information, and explain what you are going to talk about. In your conclusion, it's sort of like an introduction backwards. So you summarize what you have just talked about and remind the audience of the main points, i.e. your headings. It's important not to add new information in a conclusion. Okay, so you've got your sources. You should be going through your sources and annotating them. That means you will highlight important points. I suggest you use different colors to highlight different things depending on how you're going to organize it. So you might highlight it according to which heading it's going to go under, or you might highlight quotes as a different color, something like that. It's completely up to you, but it's a good thing to remember. And you should make small notes in the margins. Then, using that template that you made or that piece of paper, you should take notes. Remember, your notes should be in bullet point form, and that you should use symbols and shorthand as much as possible. You can design your own method for doing that. Okay, so you've got to write a rough draft for your report. You've got to give that report rough draft and all your notes and sources and plans to your teacher, and glue your information, your visual information, to the report. For your presentation, you've got to have your PowerPoint and a transcript. If you don't have a transcript, it's big problems. A transcript is basically a script of what you're going to say. You've got to submit your transcript and your PowerPoint printout when you do your presentation. So remember all the things we've talked about for presentations. Practice, practice, practice is always good. Make palm cards. Remember to breathe. It's important. Control your timing by pausing between points to show different ideas and for emphasis. Stand up straight. Use eye contact. Make sure you don't stare at people. Make sure you look at everybody and that you include everybody. Don't read too much and don't turn your back to the audience. So with your report writing, make sure you've checked with your teacher every step along the way just to make sure that you're doing the right thing. If you have any questions, ask. Make sure you plan. Make sure that you've got a good introduction and conclusion, and then show that to your teacher to get feedback. Write some practice reports in class with your teacher, and so you can just get a hang of the actual genre. Okay, so once you've finished your rough draft as part of the assessment, your teacher's going to mark it, and then you will get that back and you will write a good copy to submit as a final draft. If you do not submit that final draft, you cannot pass this assessment. So, in conclusion, you have everything you need to know now for writing a report and doing a presentation. Make sure you submit your PowerPoint and transcript for your presentation. It's very important, especially the transcript. Make sure you submit your final copy, rough draft, plan, notes, and a copy of your sources for the report. Make sure that you have headings. Make sure that you have an introduction and conclusion. And I will provide more information about report writing and stuff later, some things like signposting and linking words and other important presentation skills, because we're running out of time now. But thanks for listening. Like us if you found this useful. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to keep up to date with our future content. If you have any questions, write them below in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. And then if you have any other thing that you would like us to do, let us know. There will be more presentations like this about English skills, academic skills, and numeracy. I might do some IELTS ones later too. So thanks for listening, everybody, and good luck with your report and presentations. See ya!